Is your room a constant disaster zone? Are you tired of being judged, nagged, or told that your messy desk is a sign of a failed life? Well, take a deep breath and stop cleaning for a second. What if I told you that your mess is actually the ultimate status symbol of a superior mind? Science is now revealing a shocking truth. That pile of clothes on your chair and those scattered papers on your desk aren't signs of laziness. They are the fingerprints of a genius. Today, we are exposing the hidden psychology of why the most brilliant minds in history, from the bustling streets of Tokyo to the labs of Princeton, lived in absolute chaos. We'll explore why a perfectly tidy room might actually be killing your creativity. Stay with me until the very end, because your view of yourself is about to change forever. Let's start with a reality check. Society is obsessed with minimalism and organization. We're told that if we just label everything, our lives will fall into place. But let's look at the facts. Psychology suggests that while order is good for productivity, chaos is the fuel for innovation. There is an old Chinese proverb, "A flower that blooms in the midst of chaos is the rarest of all." This isn't just poetry, it's a psychological reality. Albert Einstein famously quipped, "If a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, of what, then, is an empty desk a sign?" Einstein's office at Princeton was legendary for its mess. He didn't have time to file papers because he was too busy redefining the laws of physics. When your environment is too neat, your brain enters a safe mode. It follows the lines, it stays inside the box. But when you live in a messy environment, your brain is constantly forced to recognize new patterns. This is what we call divergent thinking. Researchers at the University of Minnesota conducted a fascinating study. They found that participants in a messy room came up with significantly more creative ideas than those in a tidy room. Why? Because disorder inspires a breaking of tradition. The Japanese have a concept called wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection. In the world of psychology, being messy means you have a high tolerance for imperfection, which allows you to focus on the soul of a project rather than the surface. Look at the giants of history. Alexander Fleming, the Scottish scientist, discovered penicillin precisely because his lab was messy. He left a petri dish out by mistake, and that mess ended up saving millions of lives. If he had been a neat freak, he would have washed that dish, and modern medicine might be decades behind. Before we dive into the specific habits of modern-day billionaires and the dark side of being too organized, if you're finding value in this psychological deep dive, hit that like button right now. It helps the algorithm find other hidden geniuses like yourself. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel to join a community that explores the raw, unfiltered truths of the human mind. Let's look at Thomas Edison. He didn't work in a sterile environment. His laboratory was a chaotic graveyard of failed filaments and broken glass. He knew that to find the one thing that works, you have to be willing to make a massive mess with the things that don't. In the East, there is a saying, "The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists." Messy people are the bamboo of the human race. Psychology shows they have a trait called high tolerance for ambiguity. They don't panic when things are out of place. While the neat freaks are busy panicking because their schedule was disrupted, the messy geniuses are calmly navigating the chaos because they live in it every day. Consider the French writer Honoré de Balzac or the English naturalist Charles Darwin. Their workspaces were cluttered with specimens, notes, and coffee cups. They weren't disorganized, they were essentialists. They prioritized the big idea over the small task. Why do we call it a superior mindset? Because your brain is prioritizing deep work over shallow tasks. In a world obsessed with appearances, you are focusing on substance. There is a Japanese proverb, "The bird that flutters its wings the most doesn't always fly the highest." Similarly, the person who cleans their desk the most isn't always the one thinking the deepest. A messy room suggests that your internal world is so rich and so complex that the external world simply can't keep up. Psychology also shows that messy people are often more adventurous. They are willing to try new things and take bigger risks. They aren't held back by the fear of making a mess because they've learned that the most beautiful things in life, love, art, and discovery, are rarely organized. So, the next time someone tells you to clean up your act, give them a smile, you aren't lazy. You are a practitioner of creative chaos. You are in the company of the greatest minds in history, from the West to the East. Remember, until the water is stirred, the pearls at the bottom remain hidden. Stop apologizing for your process. Your brain is wired for the big picture. It's time to stop trying to fit into a neat little box and start embracing the expansive, messy, brilliant mind you were born with. Thank you for watching this deep dive. Stay curious, stay messy, and keep exposing the truth about your mind. We'll see you in the next one.